What's up, boys? People trickling in. Can you guys hear me? We're back live. You guys see the new graphic? Got a sick new graphic that says I'll be right back. I'm not 100% sure what's going on with the chat. I can't see the chat on my end yet, but we're going to work through it. We're going to see what we can do. We're going to see if we can get all this sorted out and get this stream going for everybody. Go ahead and start sounding off in the chat if you guys are here so I can see if this is even working. See Jordan Von Strangle. What's up, Jordan? I know I can always count on my boy Jordan to pull up to the party. I'm going to give it a second here. I also really need to figure out how to fix this chat thing. So I'm trying to talk with you guys more than just stream myself. Okay, boom. All right, there we go. Now I got some chat on the screen. All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome in. Welcome to it. Today, I think the plan is what we're going to do. I got some Xande Ribeiro matches queued up, all right? And I think we're going to try and watch some classic Xande matches. We'll see how that goes. Maybe we can watch some other stuff too. Obviously, Who's Number One is this Friday, December 5th. A lot of big matches. Luke Griffith and Felipe Pena going to be competing for the Who's Number One heavyweight title. A lot of other stuff going on. And so we're going to, I don't know, we can bounce around. We can watch whatever you guys want to watch, to be honest. So let me know in the comments if there's something else you'd rather be watching. But I think we're going to watch some matches, and then we can do whatever. So let's kick it off. To start, we're going to dive into some classic Xande Ribeiro matches. Now, I got a few pulled up. Here. Obviously, the Rustam match is a classic from his ADCC 2017 run, where he hit that insane armbar. But I was also, we got to throw it back to the roots a little bit here. And this is an old Xande versus Roger Gracie match. Let me see here. This is 2008. This is a 2008 match where Xande and Roger fought for the absolute title at Worlds. So this is the absolute final. This is also the crazy one. I don't know how much you guys know about Xande lore, but this is the match where Gracie Barra was screaming at him, and then he told the crowd to shut up afterwards. So potentially something there. We'll see. But then the other ones, this is a Xande loss, but it's just a sick match. Xande versus Buchecha in 2017. But I was thinking we can watch some of those, go from there, and then who knows? Maybe we can watch some like a recent Felipe Pena match or a recent Luke Griffith match, also just to get prepared for their big clash at Who's Number 131. I feel like you guys aren't really chatting a lot so far, and I need that support. I need that support of the chat so that I don't have to just come up with stuff to say this entire time. So, start firing it off if you're in there. I'm also having issues on my end making sure that the chat's actually working because I'm trying to use OBS this time so we can, flip through some easy little solo shot, little picture-in-picture. You guys know how it is. But let's get into it first. Let's watch Rustam versus Xande Ribeiro. This is obviously it's not a crazy classic match. I don't know, is 2017 ADCC considered a classic match at this time? I guess maybe so. In the jiu-jitsu landscape, the jiu-jitsu world, happens fast. So I guess this could be a classic match. But let's watch this one. This is ADCC 2017. This is the one that's in Finland. I wasn't at this ADCC, but I've always heard great things about this ADCC. It was obviously a smaller one. 2019 was in Anaheim. That one was bigger. And then obviously 2022 is, I think, one of the greatest events of all time in the Thomas and Mack in Las Vegas. This is a little more back rootsy, just the jiu-jitsu communities here in Finland watching this one. And then I got to say, dude, Rustam, all-time body hair guy. when it comes to the best body hair in jiu-jitsu, Rustam got to be up there for one of the top spots. Like, this guy can't roll shirtless because he's always got just a sweater on no matter what, and that's incredible. Brasco bad boy, what's up, Brasco? This is your division, the toughest division in ADCC history. You talking about this one specifically at 2017, or you're just talking about in general? Bracket of death. Bracket of death is a sick thing to say. This one specifically? Yeah, this one's awesome. Yeah. Like I said, I didn't go to Finland, but people always talk highly of it. They always talk highly about the after parties and stuff afterwards. So I don't know if that's you guys' vibe, but if it is, you know, people have good things to say about the Finland after party. Where are you from, Brasco? Where are you chatting in from? Go ahead and sound off in the comments. Yeah, everybody in the comments, you know, start you know, firing off. Let me know where you're from and all that. I don't like feeling like strangers with the chat, you know. It makes me feel a little weird on my end. Like, you guys are inside my home right now, and I don't even know who's watching. 10+ world champs. Yeah, that one was insane. What's some future matchups that we can see or you hope to see for 2026 WNO event? It's a good question. So obviously this weekend there's some good matchups, particularly Philippe Pena and Luke Griffith. That one's pretty sick. Like, it's obviously the event is called Who's Number One, but it's not always that we legitimately see the number one and number two guys competing for the belt, and this one we do. So Philippe Pena ranked number one at heavyweight, Luke Griffith ranked number two. Excuse me, I just chugged a bunch of Jocko Go. Shout out Jocko Go. And then they're going to be competing for the heavyweight belt. So that was pretty sick. I think future matchups, I feel like there's got to be a Dante Leon versus Mika Galvao match looming in the distance, you know? It's like Dante loses 77 kilos in his division to, who did he lose to? Like Elijah, right? If someone correct me if I'm wrong. But loses the division, comes back in the absolute after Mika had won the 77 kilos championship at ADCC, and Dante submits him via straight ankle lock, which is incredible. So, and also Dante's just been like, you know, both those guys are always putting on insane matches, incredible performances and everything. Dante's 0-2 against Mika, though. He lost to him twice, both semi-controversial decisions, could have gone either way. And so I just feel like that one's one that could be looming in the distance that I think would be sick. Potential title fight. Brasco from Florida. Rob Loria from Canada, Toronto area. Brasco was with Fight Sports, Wagner Pablo Cyborg for the 2017 Finland. That's pretty sick. Rowdy crew, that bunch. We got an ad, dude? They're running ads? Dude, hey, sorry guys, I couldn't afford the YouTube premium, you know? It adds up. This is not the place you want to be if you're Rustam. Just inside Xande Ribeiro's guard. You won trials that year, Brasco? Should I? What's your real name? Ever going to see gi events for WNO? I mean, WNO has had gi. It's had gi matches before. I think most recently Nicholas Marigali versus Pedro Mourinho in the gi. But then some of the first Who's Number Ones were gi events. And I don't know. They just didn't do as well, like numbers wise, you know? It's like I trained mostly in the gi, to be honest. Like, I like the gi. I watch the gi. I love Worlds. I love all the IBJJF stuff. But for Who's Number One, it's like a weird I don't know your name, Brasco. You should know me, LOL. Brasco Bad Boy? I don't know it just off of that. You gotta tell me your full name. 3-time AC vet, 2-time trial champ. Oops. Tell me your full name. Maybe we'll watch some of your matches. James Brasco. Okay. All right. Let's get it. We got James Brasco in the chat. But yeah, Rob, I like the first one had gi stuff. Oh, we're missing this armbar. Dude, I love doing this 2-on-1 in close guard. I mean, who doesn't, to be honest? But imagine if Xande finished the no-gi omoplata. That shit already looks like it hurts so bad. But Rustam said no way. He said, this sweater keeps me safe in times of worry. James Brasco, we're going to pull up some of your matches and watch them. What do you think? You have MMA fights too, right? Should we watch some of your MMA fights? Going to classes. Good job, FloGrappling. Thanks, Brasco. You're the man. I actually got to go train later, too. Gabby Pisania, she's coming to Austin for Who's Number One. She's doing a seminar at Paragon in South Austin, so I got to swing through there. Maybe film with her, but also, you know, learn some stuff. Learn how to start straight ankle locking everybody. Hold on, I'm going to rewind this. I want to see that scramble. Who says Xande can't wrestle a little, huh? Who says he can't wrestle? Yeah, the sweater, body hair sweater is a cheat code. What do you mean, Rob? Bro, if you can rock a sweater like that, a natural man-made sweater, if God put a sweater on you like that, then you don't need to shave or wax it, brother. Don't be insecure about it, all right? People would kill for that kind of warmth. Watch Xande Gordon. We can watch Xande Gordon. Did Xande win? Can you guys hear the match audio at all? Or no? Maybe now you can hear it a little bit. This is one of the sickest arm bars in jiu-jitsu history, to be honest. Oh, we can't. No. What's up, the bakery? Now you're chatting, huh? Now that you say you can't hear the match audio? You didn't say what's up or anything when you got here. Just an unbelievable arm bar. This, I think, like, jiu-jitsu has a lot of very satisfying feelings, you know? If you train a lot, if you do a lot of jiu-jitsu, you know that there's, like, a lot of things that are just very satisfying about doing jiu-jitsu. I think this position right here, where you have close guard, but you have the arm fully across. Excuse me, this Jocko goes getting me. You have the arm fully across. I feel like that's just such a satisfying feeling when you're training. It's just like, you know you got him, You're gonna be hitting a flower sweep soon. You're gonna be going to the bag, getting the armbar. It's just like a weird control that just feels really good for some reason. There's a lot of stuff like that in jiu-jitsu where it's like, man, I don't really know why this feels so good, but it does. A little Trey likey type of moment. Also, that far elbow control. When you're controlling the far elbow, that's also a really good feeling. But then it's just, Xande's just stuck once he gets here. So crazy. There it is. Sick one from Xande there by cheering. This is where he's got the blood dripping down the eye, too, I'm pretty sure. What a legend. Ooh, he's going to do a little dance. Xande almost did a little Manowar dance right there for us. Rio and the people from Rio get all the credit for, being big dancers and doing their thing. You don't see enough of them Manawaras busting a move. So, if you're from Manaus, let me see you dance more. Let's see what Manaus has got. All right, let me read some of these chats real quick. What been the best advice you've gotten for better developing growing with jiu-jitsu skill-wise would be? I mean, I'm not some elite grappler. I'm not a pro grappler out there who's just like winning world championships and on WNO. I love jiu-jitsu. I watch a lot of jiu-jitsu. I make a lot of videos about jiu-jitsu. So my best advice, I think, would it be watch as much tape and match as you can and take everything slow and then slowly add more and more of a competitive pace to it? I mean, I think obviously the more jiu-jitsu you watch, like the more matches you watch, the more you just like are seeing people do really good jiu-jitsu. I feel like at a certain point it kind of starts just like you can mimic that a little better, Like I feel like whenever I go to the world championship and I watch all of these guys do just insane techniques, I come back and I roll better. And it's like I wasn't training while I was out there. I was working, making videos and stuff. But you just kind of like, you see, how some of these dudes are doing stuff a little different. You notice some details, and you kind of pick up on those details and take them back and kind of put them in your own game. So I do think watching a lot of jiu-jitsu is a good way to progress. I think maybe this is cliche. Maybe this is what everyone says. But I think, coming in with some intention, like having stuff you're actually going to work on. Like my brother got his blue belt not that long ago, but whenever he was a white belt and he was always asking me about like what he should be doing and what he should be focusing on, he kind of just like, he always was like looking for the next best thing, like the next best shortcut. And like, I don't really think that's the way. I think you just have to come in and be like, all right, I want to develop at least one solid guard. So I'm going to dive into X guard or to half guard. And then whenever you start rolling, like make yourself get into that guard and don't let yourself just kind of, get out of it and resort to something else. Even if you get beat, you got to kind of dive into that thing you want to get better at and then just kind of live by it or die by it for a while. And eventually you'll start developing it more and get better at it. So that's the best advice I've ever gotten so far. All right. Glad I could help. Glad I could help you out there, bro. But let's dive into a big time classic of Xande Ribeiro. This one, I mean, if you guys don't know this one, then I'm glad I can show it to you, to be honest. This one is Xande Ribeiro versus Roger Gracie at the IBJJF World Championships in 2008. So I feel like a lot of people have forgotten how good Xande really is, like what kind of career Xande has had. Xande he's on the short list for people you could debate are the greatest of all time, like gi and no-gi kind of combined. I think at this point, Gordon probably is the no-gi GOAT, probably the best. I don't know. That's hard to say. Yeah, he probably is. But it's also like hard to not want to talk about Marcelo as well. But just overall, both gi and no-gi, it's like Roger is like usually the first name that comes up. Xande has multiple wins over Roger. I think that Roger has maybe 3 and Xande has 2, something like that. And Roger's won by submission. Xande usually wins by points. But like Xande was beating Roger in his prime. They were kind of going back and forth. So like 2005 is the Roger Gracie ADCC run where Roger won with all submissions. In 2006, they fought again in the IBJJF World Championship, and I believe Xande won that one in the absolute finals. So that's like right in the prime. Like the greatest ADCC run of all time is Roger Gracie in 2005. And so the year following that, Xande then gets the dub and beats him. So it's like, it's not like he was doing it after Roger had peaked or anything like that. It's like Xande was going back and forth with Roger in his prime. I was going to watch the 2006 one, but the quality is so bad you can't even really see it. I think Xande still has hair in it, so it's like you can't even tell them apart, to be honest. So we're going to watch the 2008 absolute final. And this is the one where Gracie Baja was like screaming at Xande the entire time, and he no likey. Xande no likey that. So at the end, he has like a huge reaction and stuff. All right. Can you guys hear the matches now? Do you want me to turn it off, turn it on? They're doing commentary, so I don't know if it's too loud. Anyways, I'm off to the gym. It's like 6 p.m. here in Ontario. Thank brother. Keep up the good work on the Flow channels. Cheers, everyone. Shout out Rob. Thanks for calling in, or thanks for joining in, doing some chatting. I appreciate it, brother. Good luck at training. Go smash some people. Sam Justin, let's go. WNO hype. I'm bummed about Jordan, but still stoked to see the matches. Yeah, I'm bummed about Jordan, too. That was going to be kind of cool, you know? I thought it was going to be sick to see what he could do out there on a big stage like that, I guess, especially against a guy like Xande. But Xande versus Ferris is still a really cool match. Dude, Roger's build is just like so good for jiu-jitsu also. Like, dude is so long. Like, look how long his legs are. Is that gi regulation? Yo, Roger, my guy, is that gi regulation? Do we got a rules infraction right here? Do I need to call? Do I need to call the IBJJF and you know, bring this run into question? That might be a cheater gi. That might be a little short on the ankles. I'm just kidding. I'm not actually critiquing Roger. I would never do that. I'm terrified of him. But Roger's legs and arms are so long, dude. Like, I think later on he starts going for some trips. It's just nuts. Got Roger pulling with them long legs. If he gets all the way into the half guard, the commentator just said if Xande gets all the way into the half guard, he'll get an advantage. Seems a little weird. I can't remember for sure. I think this match ends up being like 4-2, maybe. We'll see how it plays out, but. Oh, damn.
Xande down to his knees, which is where you want a guy, and you don't want that knee across. Now, he might turn a sweep out of this, though. He might be able to get a sweep out of this. No points yet. He's got to put Xande on his back.
No points yet.
He needs to turn.
Xande gets out of it. Roger gets the advantage. Yeah, I don't know if you guys can hear the commentators or not, but it's 0-0 now with one advantage. At some point, Roger starts throwing off some big takedown attempts. I don't remember when it happens. but I like to watch it.
We're 3:45 in, so we've got 6:15 left to play. This is an open ball game.
It's kind of funny to like look back at some of these old matches and just see how they were doing stuff and everything. Like even just the fact that the mats are blue and red, like that's kind of like IBJJF is so synonymous with green and blue mats now that it's just a little weird to see this like blue and red. But then also if you look at the clock's counting up instead of down. Like just what an interesting thing that like every sporting event ever, I guess soccer has the clock going up, I believe. We got an ad. Yo, should I buy this? Everybody drop a comment if you want me to buy this. Start buying ads on stream.
He's taking the grip fighting to Xande here, even though Xande
Give him a like.
defensive.
But it's like the clock going up is such a weird choice.
He's not really doing anything offensive. He's just defending. He's walking backwards.
Also just still in the pyramid. Been holding it down for so long in the pyramid. I think 2021 was the only year in recent time that wasn't in the pyramid. That was at the Anaheim Convention Center.
I'd call passivity for Xande. You know, in judo they have much different rules, but this is right away a stalemate position that Xande.
Harder's just rocking some sick grips here. Look at this. He's got the belt over the top belt grip, and then he's got the far sleeve. Xande's just kind of like gripping that sleeve back, you know, a little bit. If you want it, I'm gonna get it too type of action. You guys ever do that in training where someone just like grabs a grip, so you just re-grab the same grip, just kind of do a little just to be annoying. But like full belt over the top with the far sleeve. And now he's gonna start throwing some of these outside trips or throws.
There's a beautiful attempt by Hodger.
Xande breaks him down though.
Outside sweep single.
The half Nelson.
2 points.
Crowd's going nuts.
So they're gonna call it. They're gonna bring it back to the center.
What a horrible spot to have to try and reset, dude. Like, no one's making out of it. Oh, they're going to do the drag. This is also one of the funniest parts of jiu-jitsu matches when they just got to drag two bodies back to the center.
There's a third for moral support.
IBJJF has upped their referee attire a little bit. Back then they just had, you know, all black with the polo. Now they're rocking the full suits, so.
Xande, they're taking away the. Now, I believe.
Little controversy taking away the points.
Ordering out for pizza, something with the hand gesticulation. I don't know, but that was definitely a 2-point takedown, correct? I would say that it's 2 points. I'm not sure if they're waiting on Xande to free his arm.
That is a little weird that they didn't give him that.
Singles, you gonna run the pipe and same single leg. So they did wave off that takedown. They said, I think they believe they had.
I feel like there's a lot of controversy with points in this match, though, if I remember right. Like, yeah, here we go. We're about to go into we're gonna go into like a rules debate here.
Takedown, oftentimes they don't give him any points until he defends the.
Well, the referees are arguing a little bit. Oh, bring them together. Bring the boys together. Get them all in here. Let's talk about this. Xande's still, he's this jacked to this day. It's kind of nuts. Another ad, bro? So right now, I think it's 0-0, and Roger has an advantage. It did seem like Xande should have gotten the 2 off of that. Like, they started standing. He got Roger down to turtle, so you'd expect there to be 2, but something to do with Xande not having his arm free. There's a lot of referee arguing. I don't feel like you can get away with that now. Oh, gave him the 2. So he got the points. But that was a lot of discussion with the referee. I feel like now if you try that, auto DQ. I think they kind of nixed that.
and it did get to the match on the floor.
The points debates are ever present in the jiu-jitsu tournaments.
Yeah, so there's always controversy amongst what points are what, and who's getting points, and
And it's always subjective.
absolutely.
But in this case, the takedown points were awarded to Xande, 2 for Hajar. And the clock's running out.
Yeah, Hodge doesn't have a lot of time to work.
I feel like Roger's gonna pull here.
Belt grip.
With those long arms, it seems that he always gets that belt grip.
Yeah, this is a good grip.
Look how insanely long Roger's arms are. He can just reach over anybody and grab their belt.
Cross-legged Sumageyashi, which I don't know if that's what he's trying to set up. He's trying to far side, kind of horizon.
Xande counters it. They got to give him the 2 here, right?
Down again.
Unless they called it out of bounds.
And are they out of bounds? Possibly. Was his arm free?
I think they gave him the points for the takedown.
They're gonna get 2.
Yeah, he's got 2. It's going to be 4-0 now.
That's a difficult comeback.
That's
All right, Xande's up 4-0 now
Xande's so solid that
in half guard.
when he's in your half guard, he's
But it's
gonna
Roger.
hold
You
him
never know.
down, not let him have any space to move.
And the half guard can be dangerous, but not nearly as dangerous as
3 minutes left.
Wow. You think maybe right now he's make for Priyash?
Roger getting into like
I
a,
think he's trying to push you on the chest there.
like almost going into like a coyote coming up on a dogfight type of thing.
Looking to maybe get
That's another crazy thing about jiu-jitsu. When you watch back like classic matches,
not normally
like the techniques don't change that much, you know? Like you can go watch like a Marcelo Garcia match, you can go watch a Rafa Mendez match, a Roger match, a Xande match, and it's like this is still pretty much the meta dudes are doing now. Obviously the leg lock game seemed to get kind of revolutionized. But there's a lot of OG stuff of guys doing a lot of the modern leg locks as well. Obviously Dean Lister like was doing insane leg locks from day one.
but he needs to look to get ready to roll Xande over to the far side. He needs to use his knees to move Xande up higher into the half guard so he can reach that back leg.
Now Xande's got that underhook with a collar control, correct?
Yeah, he's got a strong.
So he can't even for half guard. He can't potentially attack a choke.
Yeah, he could try to start to set up a Bravo choke here. He's not freeing the lapel though.
Roger almost went inside the sleeve there with that grip.
To be here, yes.
He fixed it.
And even if the time permits, Hodger's got a nice collar grip.
We got a minute and a half.
Oh shit.
Might be able to turn
Got
this
him.
over, and he does.
All right, now there's like 1 minute left if I saw the clock correctly.
Half guard sweep by Hodger using Xande's lapel around the legs.
They're going to call that and bring it right back to the center.
Are they gonna reset him neutral or?
Fans there in the background, cheering their teammate on.
We've got a 2-point lead.
And a minute and 12 seconds to go.
I don't know if this is the moment or not, but there is part of this where Roger takes a long time tying his belt and Xande starts getting worked up about it.
2 seconds.
I feel like this is probably it.
Revenge from the last time.
So they're at 8:48, 10-minute match. So basically just over a minute left.
Chance to turn the tables. The final seconds, and he's
Xande's up by 2 points.
no idea who
Roger on top.
voice in the crowd.
Obviously, Xande, one of the best guards of all time. Look at this dude. Roger's taking his time. We got another ad, bro. When you're Roger Gracie, you get to take as long as you want to tie your belt. All right? No one can tell you to hurry it up.
On the outside, but on
Just do your thing, man. Do your thing, Roger. Just tie that belt.
a crazy 1 minute 20 seconds as he needs to.
And Xande is in the pink camp. He wants to get this party started.
Like, I feel like Roger, maybe he needs the cardio recovery, catch his breath a little. But I just feel like this is more of like a mental thing where he's just kind of like, you know, making Xande get worked up. Like, look at him now, arms out, dragging him up by the collar. Yeah, restarting neutral. Ooh, Roger doesn't like the running around.
Xande's on his bicycle a little bit. We're running around.
He is 1 minute to go. Hodge's got to make this happen. Close guard, a great place to be for Hodge Gracie.
Yeah, I like that strategy.
Got 1 minute to sweep him, Roger.
Right down to the close guard.
Shanji, you got 1 minute to survive here.
Or submission attempt. He needs a sweep here. If he sweeps, he's all tied up.
And I don't care what you say. Your weight division is your weight division. But if you lose to a
Shanji really not afraid to come in with just low posture in the close guard. Like, obviously, you always, get taught and are constantly told to posture up and all that, but he's not worried about it.
Drag Xande's sleeve across his body. He's making a move to try to take the back or sweep to the far side.
a beautiful pendulum sweep. Does he want to underhook this near side leg on our towards us?
Now he's, getting close to the position where Shanji submitted Rustam
Yeah, he's
from.
trying to move around to the back. He didn't quite have the grip on the sleeve that he would have liked. And Xande
Running out of time quickly.
Yeah, he is running out of time. He's just missing that grip on that sleeve.
Oh, he is almost.
I mean, this is such a tough spot to be in, even if you're Roger Gracie.
This is it.
One of the best ever, just up to,
He's trying.
knowing that he just can't get swept or submitted. Even gets him into the armbar here. Then he starts yelling at Gracie Baja, telling him to shut up.
I think time might have expired. I don't know about but that was a full-on arm lock. Whether time was out or not, if that fight went one more second,
Just ferocious. He's going back for more. Now he's celebrating with his crowd. One time we talked to Shanji. We talked to Shanji at Worlds, like maybe this most recent year, because it was 10 years of the World Championship being on FloGrappling, and we asked him if he just had like a favorite memory from the World Championship, and I believe he said that this match was one of his favorite memories of all time, where he got to tell Gracie Baja to shut up. They were kind of heckling him and stuff the whole time, and then he just exploded after beating Roger, just screaming at the crowd, letting him know what he thought. There it is, 2008 World Championship Finals in the absolute. Xande Ribeiro going up against Roger Gracie. Shanji gets the dub. So, I wanted to bring a little bit of a classic match to everybody in case you hadn't seen, in case you weren't hip to Shanji and all the stuff he's done in the past. Had to show everybody that one in case you haven't seen it yet. But go back and watch that one. They fought a few times. Their 2006 match is also pretty wild. I believe Shanji wins that one, but then Hodger has a few where he gets the dub also. But let's go. Let me drop a comment if there's something you guys want to watch, something I should pull up. But we have a few different things on FloGrappling. We've been dropping some new videos on there all week leading up to Who's Number 131. Let me see if I can pull up some of this stuff. Yeah, so here's the full card for Who's Number 131. That's going down, obviously, Friday, December 5th. Should be pretty electric. Then the main event is going to be, I don't know why that says co-main event. That's the main event. Philippe Pena versus Luke Griffith for the WNO heavyweight belt. We got Diego Pato and DeAndre Corby on there as well. Helena Cravar and Julia Boscher for the women's featherweight championship. And then Xande Ribeiro and Faris Bin Lamkadam. If you don't know Faris is like a European grappler. He makes a lot of waves on the internet and everything. He's a no-gi world champion. He stepped in late to face Shanji after Jordan teaches jiu-jitsu, had to pull out of that one. And then we got Gabby Pisania making her no-gi super fight debut, going up against Paige Yvette Clymer, also at welterweight. This is outdated. Dante and Andy's, that one's called off. What the heck's FloGrappling doing, bro? Posting these outdated matches on there? Come on, get it updated. And then Philippe Costa versus Abraham Lamontagne. Then the undercard, Jocelyn Molina. Jocelyn is 13 years old. It's so insane, the stuff Jocelyn's been able to do so far in her career, kind of the wave she's making. She's literally 13 going up against Katie Bochenek, Grayson Henley versus Michael Banich, and then Sean Magnus versus Nick Fritz. But it should be a pretty sick event. Obviously, a lot of big matches. I'm stoked for it. But, I got to get to Paragon in South Austin. Gabby Pisania is going to be there. She's doing a seminar in South Austin. But So I got to go make some videos of that. We're dropping these embedded style vlogs every day this week. There's 2 that are out already. The first one is kind of behind the scenes at Flow Sports. Whenever we film like the podcast and getting ready for an event on the start of event week. Episode 2 just dropped not that long ago. It's on our YouTube channel, so switch over and watch that after this ends. And it features Xande, Felipe Costa, Victor Hugo, and then we go over to Brazilian Fight Factory to catch up with Grayson Henley, one of the undercard athletes. William Tackett's there coaching him and everything. So that was pretty sick. And then the next one is going to be about this Gabby Pisania seminar that's going down. So we're going to catch up with her, talk to her some. But thank you guys for tuning into this one. Hopefully you watched it. Let me know what kind of live streams you guys want to see, what kind of stuff you want to watch in the future. Keep these going if you like them. If you don't, let me know. But thank you guys for tuning in. I'm going to end it there. Let me know what we should do in the future. I appreciate you guys coming in, joining us, and chatting with me. I'll see you guys in the next one.